and welcome to RamBLINGs. My name's Lorna Romanenghi, and hopefully in the next while I will be sharing a range of videos that talk you through the process of not just jewellery making, but also what's behind jewellery. So the reason why I wanted to start these videos is, since being in isolation, as many of us are, the time that I'm spending making and designing has been cut down a bit, as I do not have access to my workshop. And I'm realizing that not only am I really missing the making side of things, but I'm also missing that human connection. And I'm missing talking to you all and missing sharing experiences and stories and talking about my trade and talking about jewellery and my philosophies around it, if you will. So I decided to do a range of videos that would allow me to ramble on different topics and share with you the inner workings, if you will, of a jeweller's mind. So I thought I would start today on a topic that a lot of you already know is behind jewellery making, which is inspiration. Now, the reason why I want to talk about inspiration is because of the situation right now. It's not a moment where we can do. It's a moment that we can take as a recharging moment and be re-inspired by everything and think of new things to do when we can finally get back there and do it. This is by no means wasted time. I think I speak for a lot of jewellers that when we're idling and we're not actually making every single day of the year, we feel that every other minute spent not doing that is a minute wasted. While it's actually been very refreshing to have this moment to just sit back and think, and really think about what brought me to jewellery in the first place, what inspires me, what can I do next when this is all over, hopefully. And it's really been great to get back in touch with that side of me and enjoying the moments of just going for a walk. And I realized that these moments when I'm just by myself walking in some Glasgow gardens is the time where I really think. And these are moments that I'd like to share with you. And so I thought that sometimes when I'm just going for a walk and having my usual ramble, which is usually just listened to by my very patient boyfriend, I could take you along with me and I could share some of the thoughts and maybe start a conversation with people that I am not able to do that with. And I want to get people involved in these videos, so please, absolutely, if you have any topics that you'd like me to talk about, or if you have anything that you're interested in, I'm hoping to do a range of videos that talks about having kind of philosophical ramblings on one side, another time it's just talking about the design process. Sometimes I might be sharing some experiences, some stories, something that's really made me just stop and think. And other times it might just be giving you a little glimpse of some of the designs or some of the processes that I'm using while I'm working. So hopefully this will be interesting for you, as fun as it is for me to do. So as I said, today I'm going to be starting with the topic of inspiration. And what inspires me is nature. If it's good enough for Da Vinci, it's good enough for me. It's something that I feel is often, yes, everyone says that they are inspired by nature, and everyone is inspired by nature because it is constantly around us. And even in my thoughts, even something that is not nature at some point has been inspired by nature. And I go back to Da Vinci at this point, and actually, if you think about all the amazing designs that he created, the prototype for a helicopter, the mind that man had was unbelievable. But everything that he designed, everything that he prototyped, always had a basis in the nature that surrounded him. So it was a question of looking at a creature that can fly and breaking it down and analysing it so that he could figure out how it did what it did, how it could keep that grace. So in my mind, everything that is man-made has been inspired at some point by nature. And so if you're inspired by buildings and by cities and everything that's a bit more urban, there is still a part of that that is inspired by the natural. So for me, I like to go back to the origins. I like to look around me and just find the little hidden gems and just really, really be inspired by the world that is around me. And there is nothing more peaceful than just lying in the sun. Today, luckily, it's very, very sunny, so I am very, very happy about this. I'm a Mediterranean girl. I am Italian from birth. I miss the sun like crazy, so today I am making the most of it. And I'm here in the park, and I'm just looking around at everything that is around me just now. And it goes from the hugeness and majesty of trees and their assertiveness and immortality that is absolutely awesome. And I have to say, this is not a word I use lightly. I believe that the word awesome is overused beyond belief nowadays, and to me, awesome describes the parting of the Red Sea. It's not a sandwich that you had last Wednesday. So when I describe something as awesome, I really mean something that is beyond description, something that is so awe-inspiring that it just makes you stop and reevaluate your problems and your life. And this is what I get when I look up at these great beasts, and they have been around for decades and centuries, longer than I have, and they've seen so much more than I have, that they take my breath away. And for a moment it just allows me to step back and it feels like your problems melt away at that point, and it just puts everything into perspective. But it doesn't always have to be something big that gives you that feeling. I mean, sometimes it can be the smallest thing that is hidden in amongst old leaves. I mean, I'm looking now, and I'll just pick one here to show you. So a small, tiny, I'm trying to get it in focus, but it won't quite focus. A small little flower like this, if you look at it up close, there is so much beauty and so much detail in something this small. And it's just overlooked most of the time and just trodden on or not seen because it is so, so tiny. I don't know what you actually call these in the UK. In Italy, they have two names. They're called Occhi di Gesù, which is Jesus's eyes, or Scarpette di Maria, which is Jesus's shoe. Not Jesus, sorry. It is Mary's shoes. which I always found a little bit odd, because I'm pretty sure that Jesus didn't have blue eyes, and I'm pretty sure that Mary didn't wear shoes. But there you go, it's called Jesus' Eyes or Mary's Shoes, and it is just absolutely beautiful. And I can just spend hours looking at a little thing like this. And it sounds silly that you can spend hours looking at something like this, but the complexity of this small, small flower goes beyond anything that a simple glance can perceive. So I urge you, if you are in a park and you are just sitting, enjoying the sun as you should be, vitamin D is good for you guys. It's gonna help everyone get over this. It increases the mood, absolutely. Go in your garden, enjoy it, soak it up as much as you can. I live in Scotland. There isn't much of it about, so enjoy it while it lasts. But when you're there, just find a little something and just look at it. Just truly look at it. And I swear, a new little world will open up. I mean, for me, it's, if anyone's ever read Horton Hears a Who, this is kind of what it's like for me. It's a small speck of dust in everything, but there's an entire world that we can't see in there. But yeah, this is the start of my design process. So I find something that quietens the rest of my brain. So I think that's the show of a true piece of inspiration, is when you can just shut your brain up from every other worry, every other concern that you might have at that point, and oh, did I leave the oven on? And oh, maybe I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing... This is my main thought throughout the day. Everything, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Even if I'm doing 3,000 things at once, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And when your mind is so full and it's so stressed about the smallest things, the mundane things, the day-to-day things, you can't let inspiration in. It's too full. You need to find your happy place. And that might not be the same thing for everyone. For me, I mean, ideally it would be the beach. That is my number one happy place. I'm a water baby. I love being by the water. I love being in the water. I get inspired by going underneath, even in a pool, just going underneath the water and holding my breath and just letting everything flow. And there's an amazing thing that happens in water, which is sound slows down, movement slows down, light refracts differently, and you kind of see the world in slow motion. And being a very hyperactive person and needing to constantly be doing something, having a place that just slows everything down can be really, really therapeutic. So my happy place, albeit very weird to hear, is under the water. So, but not being able to do that, and not even having a bath but a shower in my apartment, so I really can't do that, I come to nature, I come to a park, and I do this, and I just sit, and I close my eyes, and I absorb the sun, and I just let everything go quiet, and just listen to the sounds that I have around me. Listen to the smallest little rustle in the leaves, and listen to the wind, and smell all the smells of nature. And by concentrating on these aspects, everything else doesn't matter. For that moment, they can, all those thoughts and all those worries, and I'm not saying they go away, they're just being stored somewhere else for the time being, and they don't exist for this moment. Only when you've got that clarity, that point where you've stepped back, can you really be inspired by things. And that is my starting point. So often, as you can see with all my my creations up till now. If you're interested in having a look, please come and have a look on my Instagram account at Lorna Designs, or my newly released website, which is lornaromanenghi.com. If you're interested in seeing the kind of work that I make, it's all inspired by nature. And I mentioned sound quite a few times in this video. I'm actually very intrigued by the concept of sound. And yeah, so if you're interested in seeing the results of this starting point, then absolutely feel free to come and follow me and just have a little look. But my next step from here will be taking this, analysing it, designing it, creating something new that I never try and recreate nature, because it's perfect. Why would I try and recreate something perfect knowing that I'm never going to achieve that perfection? So I aim to design things that pay tribute, that pay homage to the beauty and elegance and awesomeness of nature, but don't try and recreate it. So hopefully I managed to capture some of its aspects. So yeah, come and have a look at my website and my pieces and let me know what you think, if I've achieved my goal or not. There's still a long journey ahead, so yeah, I'm still learning along the way. So here's a little heads up on some of the topics that I am planning to discuss in the next few videos. So as I mentioned previously, some are going to be more of a kind of philosophical bent and just general ramblings and just thoughts and very much kind of conscious streaming, which are going to cover the topics of the meaning of jewellery in our society and discussing where it's come from, what it's evolved to, and what it means to us now. I would also like to share with you my opinions, my thoughts on the modern day heirloom and what it used to mean, what it means now, and the true meaning of an heirloom. I would then like to share with you some stories, some personal stories, or stories that I've come across that have really kind of impacted on me in my life. And then I would like to share with you some different aspects of the design process in jewellery, a little bit like today, talking about the inspiration, and I'll follow it through on how that evolves, and I might even do a little design project around these little blue flowers, the Jesus's eyes, and see how that evolves, so you can get a true sense of how the journey works. And so yeah, I'll be maybe sharing some little tips and advice as well. So if there's anything that you can think of, anything that you're curious about, anything you'd like me to talk about, or any questions that you might have, then please write them all down in the comments below, or message me on Facebook, Instagram, or through my website, and I will do my very best to include them in my videos. This is a new experience for me, so I'm just excited to start this journey, and it's gonna be a blast, and I'm sure that I'll be making loads of mistakes along the way. I'm still not used to looking at the camera, but I look at the screen, so apologies for that, but hopefully I'll be getting better as it goes along. So yeah, any questions you might have on today's video, or any questions or any queries you might have for future videos, please just let me know and I will be more than happy to oblige. So thanks once again for listening to my ramblings today, and hopefully see you soon with episode 2. Bye!